Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and it is Sunday 1:30, and your flagship podcast is live, and we are welcoming you, the fans of ITFC, to obviously have your say and get involved. As always, there will be a live link. There is a live chat, so please do get your thoughts, your feelings, all involved in today's show. I'm not very happy today. I'm just going to put that out at the start within the first minute of the show. I'm not happy one bloody bit. What is it the wife said this morning? I can't remember word for word, but something along the lines of "you're in a foul mood." So today's show could be interesting, could be fun. We'll try and keep it on track. We'll try and discuss yesterday's disappointing flat 1-0 home defeat to a Paul Digby-led Cambridge United. But it's your platform, ready to have your say. So I'll drop a link soon, and you can get involved. I will also be keeping tracks on the all-important ITFC women's game. They take on Southampton, I believe, a 2 p.m. kickoff. So I'll be keeping tracks on that. I did play the wrong intro music, by the way, at the start for the eagle-eyed viewers among us. Sorry about that. It is myself and Rich today. No Lewis involved. He was, of course, involved on Friday's show when his internet allowed. Lee Brown, afternoon. Everyone feeling very flat today. Lee was very positive pre-game. He firmly believed we'd extend the season, so I can only imagine how flat he may be. Mike D says next season is ours. Ben Hobbs, disappointing, but the future is bright. Good afternoon, Neil. Good afternoon, Louis. Good afternoon, Irv. Hope you're well. Ben, all the way from holiday. Yesterday hurt. All the way over here in America. The pain actually crossed a time zone. I can believe that. I actually felt very jealous yesterday of yourself, George, and Matt, because the three of you are on holiday, escaping Cambridge. Joe Ironside, a defeat. Oh, fuck, I could go on. I'm going to press myself. Simon, welcome in. Robert's in the room as well. I'll do the prediction league tomorrow. Who knows who got what points, but let's get cracking. I'm not going to play an intro. I literally can't be bothered. He is, of course, the man. I can't be bothered with Rich. I can't be bothered with it. No, I just fuck it. No.
He's grumpy this morning, guys. We're talking about WrestleMania, and he's giving it a 5 out of 10 for the first night. When I've heard everyone raving about it on social media.
It was Jobberfest.
It is what it is. It's a 2-night thing now, which I don't agree with, Martin. I think they should stick to one night, but I can see why they do it, because they're obviously going to make more money out of it. And
is it going to be 4 hours every night?
I think it. Well, when I went to the last one in 2019 in New Jersey, I was in the stadium for 7 hours with the pre-show, and it was
an NFL game.
By the end of the night, it was getting cold, and the atmosphere got a bit flat, like it did at Portman Road yesterday.
Well, this is it, yeah. Let's keep with the wrestling for a moment. So you liked, last night, did you?
I thought it was a quality show. I really did.
What,
mate,
outside
the product isn't. Look, it isn't what it is when this guy. We all know this guy back in the heyday, and you watch the video package, Martin, they put together. I think it was last week on Raw, and like some of the stuff that he done. Look, you were watching it then, and it was totally every Monday night you had to watch it. Yeah. Whereas now, I'll admit, I'll record it, I'll skip through, I'll read it online. 99. If there's anything decent happens, I'll watch it. But it is what it is. But I thought they always deliver. I think on the big stage on WrestleMania, and I think they probably will again tonight.
They know how to put a show on, that's for sure. You're right. I mean, back when I was watching it full time, Val Venus was a mid-carder. I think he'd probably be a WWE champion these days. That's not a knock on Val Venus. That's how stacked the roster is. But last night,
ladies,
outside of Rollins Road, I felt last night. There you go.
Oh, there go the dogs.
Got the dogs going as well. But outside of Rhodes versus Rollins, I thought last night was rather flat. Looking forward to Reigns versus Lesnar. That's the big draw tonight for me. I've really invested in that little
And I know you had a bone to pick with the commentator. Look, I do agree with you.
Oh, you got to mute them, mate.
When they're calling it stupendous over and over again, and it's not. It was a good show, but it's not what it used to be. Stephen Digby,
he's in Tenerife,
all the way from a wet Tenerife.
Good.
All the way to Tenerife, and it's raining.
Sorry. I'm really sad for you, Stephen, and for you, Matt. But no, the commentators, yes, you have to. Literally, it's so insincere rubbish. It's unbelievable. And for people that say to me in a minute, it's fake. It's the last night I watched Picard. Right, I'm watching that. That's fake. I still watch that.
Yeah.
Movies it don't matter about the fakeness of it. Right, we can't put it off any longer. Let's move on to the football. I'll get some comments and then I'll get your thoughts. We've got Blue F Boy. Yesterday was painful. Really did not want to give up on the season, but feel we are now relying on too many slip-ups. Mark Nolan, what is going wrong with so many proven goal scorers? All combined, comes to this club and can't score a goal. Steve's in Wet Tenerife. Season's gone, but you're a top side, so we have to win against the any side in this league. Same attitude every game, go and win. Haven't you boys got another show for grown men in budgie smugglers? We have, but I'm on every show, so I'm just going to do what I want, really. Simple as that. Mike Baker, as pissed off as I am with yesterday's result, and I love you really, Mike, and the fact we're going to be in this tin pot and leave another season, a couple of decent strikers get off to a fly, and job will be a good one. And finally, before I bring you in, Mr. Moss, afternoon. As disappointing, this is from Lewis. As disappointing yesterday was, we've made progress this year. The league position says otherwise. And I fully believe McKenna in charge next year is going to be a good one. The lack of goals will be addressed. Rich, season's over. It's in the bin. What went wrong yesterday then? Oh, cheers, Lewis. $8.99. Virgin reimbursed me for my Wi-Fi failure for Friday. Big up, Virgin.
I was thinking this morning, and I was a bit annoyed yesterday, but today, sometimes you got to take a step back and look at it, Martin. And I don't think, look, I know we're disappointed. Cambridge United, we expect to beat these. Look, we've taken 4 points off the promoted teams this season from 24. So that's something we need to address next season. But I don't think people in the chat might go mad at me. I don't think it's a bad thing, that defeat. It gives everyone a bit of a come down, a sobering thought that we're not as good as we think we are. People in the week, and you said this, when people are claiming that this team that sits ninth, Martin, in the third tier, are better than the playoff team under Mick McCarthy. That is an absolute lie. And if you think that this team is better than that team, why are we not beating teams like Cambridge, Morecambe, Cheltenham?
Didn't look like it, did we?
You know, so sometimes we know we don't score enough goals. And yesterday, I know you don't want to give the opposition credit. I will give them credit because Mark Bonner is Mark Bonner. I know you said he outcoached McKenna yesterday. Mark Bonner is still a rookie, Martin. This is only his second season. He's come through the ranks at Cambridge. He's done literally everything there. And I thought yesterday he got it absolutely bang on. And I know that you're not happy about the time wasting, you know, in these teams and the goalkeepers walking slowly. That's not Cambridge's fault. That's up to the referee. That's up to the referee who's refereeing the game and constantly let these teams get away with it. And too often I hear the North Stand singing, boring, boring, insert the team, shit referees. We cannot keep blaming referees, opposition. We have to be better ourselves and we have to find a way to beat these teams because we'll have more of the same next season. You'll have more of your Cambridge, your Accringtons, your Cheltenhams, your Fleetwoods, Martin, coming along. And we need to get the job done and find that missing ingredient that unlocks these teams. And like yesterday, we knew McKenna did predict in the week how Cambridge would be. And they probably weren't going to score from open play. But look, set pieces, we give away another goal from a set piece. We gave away a goal against Oxford from a set piece. I know we're nitpicking here because we have been very good at the back. But
that's football, isn't it? It's fine margins.
Yeah, but it's them little details that we need to cut out. You know, it's just sloppy free kick we give away for the goal.
Yeah, but it's delivery of the ball again, isn't it? It's delivery for every team at Portland Road this year has had a better delivery of ball into the box from set pieces than we have.
Well,
every single team.
How many corners did we have? Set pieces.
There you go. Too many.
Never looked like scoring. Never looked like scoring. No. So,
Okay.
I just think it's given everyone a reality check that there's still lots of work to be done from Kieran McKenna, and he's still learning. He's making mistakes. We'll probably come on to Tom Carroll, the selection there, which we probably all didn't agree with at the time. And I know I said Tom Carroll's a good footballer, mine before the game, and I don't want to hammer someone before I've seen him play because that's unfair.
But you had seen him play.
Yeah, but I mean, in that game yesterday,
I know you do. You do.
Yeah, in that game yesterday, before the kickoff, I think we were all shocked when we see he was in the lineup. If Backinson had played, would we have got a result? Who knows? But
absolutely, lots to unpack there. I think Mark Bonner's obviously in his year 2 of the project. So next year, you've got to hope McKenna in his second year, first full year, will be a little bit further forward. I will give Cambridge every credit in the world because yesterday I text you at half time. The only thing separating the 2 football teams at half time was desire, and that didn't change. It never changed. They had more desire than us. They wanted every loose ball, every second ball. They were fighting, and a wise man once said, "You got to want to die for 3 points." And I felt yesterday I felt yesterday Cambridge genuinely wanted to die for 3 points. They were here.
Do you think that we just thought that we were going to turn up and beat them? As probably supporters did as well, because we all see Friday night when we were giving our predictions, Martin, there in the chat. Everyone's saying 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. Did the players
it's hard to say, isn't it?
Think maybe that
possibly could have just been that they weren't prepared? I mean, Cambridge, you can see by their fans' reactions, they do treat it like a derby. We do not. It's not drilled in.
You just have to look at the size of the budget that we've got and the budget that Cambridge have got. It means, like I said at full time yesterday, you can have your biggest crowd, you can have all these quality players, we can have the so-called best squad, best team in the league. At 3 o'clock on a Saturday, if you roll up there, Martin, with the wrong attitude, because we started sloppily, didn't we? The first 15, 20 minutes, that sort of set the tone for me. And I don't think we ever really got it back. Maybe at the start of the second half, we probably were marginally.
I thought that was our weakest point of the game, the start of the second half. I thought Cambridge flew out the traps like they've been playing through half time.
I thought we started a little bit better, but as soon as they scored that goal, I thought we're in trouble here because.
So did I.
I thought they're going to just sit back and soak it up, and that's what happened. And we didn't win. And look, it's reality. We are 9th. We can all say there is a lot of good things going on at the football club. We know that. But next season, there's no room for excuses as far as I'm concerned.
No. Time waste. I will drop a link in a second, but on the time wasting aspect, I agree with you that that's a part of football, and it's an increasingly bigger and bigger and bigger part of football. And I think when you start getting athletic articles on it, I think in time the lawmakers will look to make some type of change. I do generally think that because they wanted to ban throw-ins, they wanted to shorten games. They're always looking to improve football for the spectator, more so for the spectator at home, I have to say, in my opinion. But what can a referee honestly do, Rich? You tell a player to hurry up, right? He doesn't. Next time you book him, referees then in an absolute bind because no referee will ever, in my opinion, send a player off for time wasting. Because I mean, come on, particularly when it's like 40 minutes into a game when they started taking their as long as they possibly could. I get it's part of the game.
I've seen it so many times where the goalkeepers are taking, not just this year, like this is going back plenty of seasons, and the referee will tell him time and time again, and then he'll probably book him right near the end of the game, and you think, well, he's been doing it all half. But I do agree with you there. If he clamps it out, then he does set himself up because if he does it again, he's going to have to give him a record. But there was little incidents towards the game. There's a foul.
Like Norwood yesterday.
They slightly kicked the ball away.
After he booked him, there was the coming together on the halfway line. If he hadn't been booked, would he have been booked for that?
It's probably a yellow. It is probably a yellow.
That's what I thought at the time. And I had no problem with his original yellow card because for me, that set the tone. That was a player trying to set the tone for his team of, come on, we're in a game here. We're taking no shit. It's no prisoners. Up it.
He said that when we had him on, didn't he? Against the Morecambe game, the opening game of the season, when he came on and he gave about 5 or 6 free kicks away because he was trying to create something. But I thought Norwood yesterday. His mind was more than having a fight than playing football, Martin. I didn't think he was really good, but I wouldn't look. I thought across the board. I know Tom Carroll got a lot of stick. Dominic Thompson got a lot of stick. I don't think we can signal anyone out because I think as a team we were poor all round. And
they were.
If I was giving a man in a match, it'd probably be Christian Walton, and that says it all.
That does, yeah, it does. He did make a couple of really good saves. Particularly one in the first half with the one-handed tip over the bar. Yeah, I agree with the time wasting, but I do think in time, not now, not even next year, will take a while. But in time, I think we'll get into a point where once the ball is dead, time will stop. That's what I truly believe the way football will go, because they will want to encourage teams not to time waste, because there's no. But you got Huddersfield's goalkeeper on like 6 or 7 yellow cards for crying out loud. You know,
it'd be interesting to see how long the ball is actually in play in a lot of these games.
It would be, yeah, it would.
But I agree with Irv there. If you score early,
yeah. Absolutely. Ben Moore, fair play to Cambridge, they worried it more than us yesterday. They pressed us in the first half and stopped us from playing our way. Sam Smith and Harvey Nibs run the game. Good afternoon from Simus. Agree, a wake-up call. Other teams finding us out now. Stop Burn, stop the town. No one will still win teams play deep. Mike D, I actually miss Evans' passing ability. I never thought I'd say that. We need to do more to create in the box. Facebook from kickoff, it all went wrong. Why do we kick off in such a standard moronic British fashion? Ball back and pump forward. Yeah, I always shout. I
did say that. Just spoke to Colin on the way home, and I think that's the second game. I don't know if Wolverton's trying to put it in the corner, for a throw-in, but literally smashes the ball out for a goal kick.
Yeah. Yeah, he won. He definitely overhit it there, didn't he? Let's be honest. Arthur Wilding heard the match on radio at home in Wales. Good description of the game, and Mills' superb analysis. Here's to next season. Is that you, Brenner? Lewis O'Connor. KM mentioned post-match, we wasn't fighting or winning second balls. We lost the battle. It was a definite step backwards yesterday, as McKenna, I think he said in his post-match. It did feel like a general fall back into old habit.
Obviously, his first home defeat. I think that's only the second home defeat we've had in 30. So we've been really strong at home, and it does give you it gives you a bit of a reality check, Martin, that we're not as good as we think we are, and maybe we've been made out to be.
Tom Carroll will get a lot of criticism, and some of it will be justified. But I do think yesterday, and maybe you can tell me a bit more about this, our general tempo would have looked more at home in walking football.
Yeah.
At times, you would have thought we were 1 or 2-0 up, particularly in the second half when you're supposed to be urgent. Move the ball with zip. Be urgent with it. Be more urgent. And we're just casually, not going to say names, stepping out, walking, just generally playing as if you've got a 1 or 2-0 lead.
I said it. I think I said it at the end of the game yesterday. The statue. Passive, Martin, is what we were. We were really, really passive. And look, I totally agree with you there. The ball, these teams, we made it so simple for them to get men behind the ball, didn't we? Because we play so slow, they get men back, they make it tough. You've got to move the ball around, move them around, quicker, slicker. Yeah, I think Carroll does slow up the game though, Martin. I will be honest there. I think when he plays, I'm not saying Tom Carroll's not a good footballer. He's played at a high level. Right, let's get that out of the way for starters.
He can pick a pass,
but I don't think he suits League One.
No, he's more suited to higher levels.
And I thought yesterday it was probably he played and Morsey played a bit too deep for me as well. Although saying that, Sam had a really good chance in the first half. That was probably our best chance, and he probably hits the target. He probably, if you're looking back, he probably should score there, Martin. But that was probably the only one time that he really got in the box yesterday, and that's where I think when Backinson's been playing, and I think Backinson's grown into the role, he sort of does that sit-in role, and then that allows Sam to get forward. And I thought yesterday he was a little bit hampered by Tom Carroll playing, and then obviously they took him off, and then they put Selena deeper, didn't they? And I thought, I'm not sure, I don't know, but we just had too many underperformers yesterday. We didn't have anyone. Yeah. I see some of the ratings from Andy Warren. We got some 8s, and I thought there weren't many 8s on that football pitch for us yesterday. Yeah, he gave Wolford an 8. He gave Wolford and Donasian, and I think Walton got an 8 as well. And then he gave Burgess a 6, and I thought that was a bit strange.
I proper lost it with Wolverhampton yesterday, but halfway through the second half, because you could see from a mile out, Joe Ironside is literally, who I thought was phenomenal for them yesterday, was going absolutely nowhere. And he was literally waiting to feel something from behind to hit the deck and win inside a free kick. And I'm just screaming, he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. And Wolverhampton takes the bait, steams in, free kick, pressure's off.
He done that at the Abbey when we were down there, Martin, Ironside. It's what he does. He played that role. What did you call him? Yes, last night in the WhatsApp group, I think you called him.
I can't remember. I said a lot of things over the last 24 hours.
He's probably your League One striker.
Oh, he's a poor man's Alan Lee.
That's it. There we go.
He's a poor man's Alan Lee.
He does a really good job for his side. He gets hold of the ball. He gives a chance for other players to get up and support him. He, like you say, I wouldn't say he wins all his free kicks. He buys free kicks, Martin.
Oh, buys them. Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
He's waiting for that touch, and then he's down on the floor. Thank you very much. And there you go.
You see it
that was another thing that the longer the game went on, we got into that little bit of we giving niggly fouls away. Then it breaks up the play, like you're saying. Then they time waste. Just kick the ball away. Or let the ball roll 20 yards. Or I'll give it a little nudge with my foot. And it's stuff like that we probably didn't help ourselves in the second half.
No. And it's up and down the division. It's not just Luke Wolverhampton or Cameron Burgess. It's up and down. And I always think defenders, literally, you've got the guy facing his own goal on the halfway line. Why just stand behind him? Do not even go. There's no need to make a tackle even. Just literally got to make sure he's not going to turn with it.
Yeah.
But every time defenders, up and down, Harry Maguire to Luke Wolverhampton will come in and give away that sloppy free kick. And it really grinds my bloody gears. Really grinds my gears. On the halfway line.
We were lucky in the first half. We didn't give a penalty away.
No, it was never a penalty.
Was
it outside the box? No, it was outside the box. Yeah, it was definitely outside the box.
Very close. But
that left side again is problematic because you're not getting enough going forward. And then
it's
when
strange,
Selena plays
You've got Danasi and Wes play down that right-hand side together. And then down the left-hand side, you have your left back. And then you've sort of got no one sort of plays in front of him.
It was a back four as well, first half.
Yeah.
It was a back four. And I don't think Cameron Burgess suits a back four. I don't think he got the pace for a back four because it was left isolated with I think it was Alex, is it Smith? One-on-one too many times. And Sam Smith had him on toast.
Yeah.
And that was what it came from.
There's always two teams in the game, and I just thought yesterday, I know that the late goal that was disallowed, which was offside, we could have scraped a point. It wouldn't have done anything to us. But I thought Cambridge were well worth their win, Martin. I thought they were.
Yeah, they were. Ben Moore, if we had Backerson, we'd have had more physical presence. And yeah, Big T, physical presence.
Not sure of that.
Why didn't he play?
You'll have to ask the manager that. He does seem to tweak it now and again.
It's your connections, mate. I thought you might know.
Yeah, I don't know, but you might think sometimes he should maybe stick with his same 11. You don't know if he's got a little knock because he didn't come off the bench. I'll tell you what was interesting yesterday for them. I was really looking forward to Wes Houlihan warming up. He was on the bench and he didn't warm up once.
Bless him.
Sat there all afternoon.
I was more sad for Jack Lancaster, to be honest with you.
Well, that's how it is.
I'd like to have seen him.
Cambridge.
Yeah, he's been injured though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was injured at the start of the season. He's played a few games, but look, he didn't get on yesterday. But they took the 3 points home and we were all disappointed. And it's the season. What's the title of the show? What did you call it?
Well, I've had some fun with it today. I've titled it, "Well, it ain't no lie. Is that playoffs? Bye.
Yeah, well, it was a big stretch anyway. And I know Colin kept trying to tell me and try and convince me that we'd win 7 games. And I did say long ago, I think you said, and Matt said a long time ago, we weren't going to make the playoffs. But it's been still positive. Look, it's still positive. Let's not get away from the fact that we are disappointed this afternoon. Cambridge at home, but it's a wake-up call. Kieran McKenna, Mark Ashton, they'll know where it needs to be addressed in the summer, Martin. And he's still not got that front end of the pitch right. We have said before on here, the 210, Selena and Chaplin, I think they play better together away from home. They get a bit more space. When these teams come like yesterday, this was a little bit like the Gillingham game when they come and Chaplin got a goal and we won 1-0. But there's been too many times when they've played together at home. And look, I'm a big fan of both of them. But it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work sometimes.
No, agreed. No, I mean you can absolutely love something and absolutely say something's moving in the right direction while still criticizing it. That's the if the moment you stop criticizing is the moment you either stop caring or it's perfect. And we're in League One, 9th position. It ain't perfect. So there's still going to be room to conversations like this. And Ben asked, would you sign Ironside next season, given the chance?
Well, Matt did say about him, didn't he?
I wouldn't sign him.
Lee Anderson on Twitter last night, he replied, he said he hasn't got the pace. But like Matt come back, it is all about, he says the profile, doesn't he? Yes. You do need different tools in your box, Martin. You know, and we do have to realise that we are still League One. We are still League One, and we need that mix of players to get out of this league, because you can't play that silky football all the time. You need someone to mix it up a little bit, you know. Would you say Joe Ironside, is Norwood any better than him?
You see, I'm not as in love with James Norwood, the player, as some are. I have to be honest. I don't quite see what others see. They see this player that could play at a high level. I'm not quite sure myself. And yesterday, compared to Ironside was probably the better lone striker.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, and Norwood sets the tone, and that's what you want from a lone striker. I just think he doesn't necessarily hold the ball up that well compared to an Ironside, maybe. Their finishing ability, hard to say because I don't watch Joe Ironside every single week.
He's got 12 or 13. He's got 12, 13 goals this season, you know, for a team lower end of the league. But then we signed Joe Pigott, who was lower end of the league and got 20 plus goals for Wimbledon. And he's got 2 goals for us. So sometimes people fit different styles and people don't fit. So it all depends. It'll be really interesting who we do sign, Martin, in the summer. You know, they did say what technical players that we need.
Service for me is the big thing. We ended the game with 2 strikers and we're still playing walking football. You've got to get the ball to the strikers for them to even have a chance of getting a finish. You know what I mean? Like, we don't give them the best of services. We've got Budgie seen it for me in the bin. For his wages can us far better. I think he means, you know, for his wages we can get better. That other drummer thought Nords had an all right game, just lacked service, but I feel he still offers more than Bon and Pigott currently. But to be honest, I think none of them will be here next season, Trevor, for the money he is on. A bit more from in these games. These are the games you pay the money for to win the games. EJ Norris. We've all got next season to look forward to. I can't wait for it. I personally think we will definitely go up. I really do. Really do. Shame we didn't get rid of Cook a month before. I did try and warn you all. I did try and say. I was saying that, and so was the fisherman, who will be with us very soon. Before we've got Louis, the fisherman, to come. Yesterday, we had this. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. Moss?
Look, I like the stuff that they do, the displays they do. But we hope it comes true next season. That's the only thing. You don't know what happens in football. But I think it is. Look, it does feel different, mine. As disappointed as we are, you just have to look at, what was it, 26,500 yesterday for Cambridge, and we're still 9th. A lot of young fans, first-time fans getting involved.
Yeah.
And like I said on Friday, people falling back in love with the football club. Season ticket sales, I think, will be really, really healthy. It's all about who we can get in the summer. And we really do need to hit the ground running. Like, I don't want to be sounding like a broken record, but when July the 30th comes, we need to be on it all the way through. Come the end of August, I want to see us, Martin, right up the top of this league and be up there all season. I think we have to. I think we have to. And we're going to expect it. It's because Kieran was disappointed yesterday. I can see in his face on the post-match interview, but he's still learning. But like I said on Friday, and I think you said as well, football soon changes. You know, at the minute he's flavour of the month, but as soon as things start to go wrong and you don't get results, you know, there's different kinds of pressure. There's different kinds of pressure because you've got more expectation from fans in the stadium. You only have to look at the crowds that we're getting week on week at home. So there's going to be a lot of expectation on the players next season to deliver. And we can't keep saying, oh, we've got the best players in the league, which people have been saying all season for us.
We haven't.
We can't say that and sit 9th because that doesn't stack up for me.
best players are consistent players, and we haven't got consistent players at the moment. He was certainly more emotional on the sidelines yesterday, McKenna, than he has been in previous weeks. He was really, and I like the screen edition. I've not seen that in our dugout before. Maybe I just had my glasses on for the first time in a couple of months, but the addition of the screen to allow him to see the action replays, I thought was quite a.
But he hasn't had to be so animated because things have been going pretty swimmingly on the pitch. So it was interesting that first half, and I really see him, and he was really waving his hands, getting emotional and getting involved. And look, it's still a learning curve. It is still a learning curve for him. He's 18 games in, so he's. I know Mike will come on and he'll probably say that Carroll shouldn't have played and this and that, and I don't disagree with Mike on that. But he is still learning. He's going to make mistakes.
We all do. Even the best still make mistakes.
Exactly.
That's life, isn't it? The banner, I'm a bit torn on because I really like Kieran McKenna. I think we're going to be really good under him. But I feel a little bit of a hypocrite if I don't say I don't like it, while I also didn't like the Paul Hurst banner they unveiled in the very first home game Paul Hurst was in. No, I'm not saying they're the same. But McKenna hasn't done anything yet.
Look, that is what I basically said on Friday night about even Mark Ashton. There's a lot of promise at the minute.
There's a lot to prove still, isn't there? There's a lot to prove.
Lot of promise. Like Budge says there in the comments, we need the best team, not the best players on paper. And that is absolutely bang on the money. Because if you probably look at Rotherham, man for man, Rotherham are top of the league. We've probably got better players than they have, Martin. But they're a better team than we are.
It's a big shout, that is. But we'll find out on a one.
I'm just saying, we've probably got better players, technically, in that, but we haven't got a better team. This is what I'm saying. We're not a better team because our team at the minute, we're ninth in the league. And we can all say if if Kieran McKenna came in. If Kieran came in earlier,
he needed Paul McKenna yesterday. It's getting him on some of those players.
But look, it is what it is, and I still want us to have a real positive end to the season. And we've got 5 games to go. We've got a couple of tough games there against Wigan and Rotherham. They're a really good test for me. Rotherham away because we've been beat up, Martin, by them the last 3 times that we've played them, twice at home and once at the New York Stadium. So that's going to be a really interesting game for me, but. Look, let's have a positive end to the season and then take it into the summer, and it'll be really interesting. I'm interested to see who that first signing is that he makes. Who's it going to be? Because I think that will say a lot. Who we can get.
I do get icky about these banners though. Like we had one for Paul Lambert. We had one for. Can we just allow them to do something before we? Because otherwise, you just set yourself up for a bit of a disappointment. I'm not saying he's going to foul. I feel icky about it. Do you know what I mean? Like just because.
I get that.
I've had promise before. I'm 32. I've had promise before. I need to be shown now, not told. Don't tell me, show me. They showed me against Plymouth, and I thought we'd rock up. And I said to some bloke in the queue for a coffee, yeah, before 5-0 today. I was really confident, because they showed it against Plymouth. But then they go and slip against a team. No disrespect to Cambridge, they're not as good as Ipswich Town. They were yesterday, but they're not as good as Ipswich Town Football Club. And it's like, show me. But you're right. That first signing will be, for me. I don't care about the strikers at the moment. It's the left side. It's the supply. It's the different ammunition. It's different tools. If we're a golfer,
I feel a bit unfair. People were about Thompson.
Not Thompson. A player in front of him for me, because if you're a golfer, we haven't got many clubs to work from. We've got Wes Burns or Wes Burns. We don't have different clubs for different shots at the moment. So yesterday's game required a little bit of pace from both flanks. You didn't have it.
That's probably where could Kyle Edwards come in there on that side. I know Mike D's a big fan.
Not proven. That's the issue with that, isn't it? Do you when it's a big season like you're saying it's going to be next year? Do you put your eggs into an inconsistent?
Well, I did say that I don't want it to be an experiment with him, but I think there's definitely talent there, Martin, with Kyle Edwards.
Absolutely.
There's definitely a player in there. And if Kieran can get him on the training ground in pre-season and work with him, we could be seeing something there. But we need players who can deliver weekly. To get out of this league, you've got to be consistent. We can't be 7, 8 out of 10 one week and then 5 the next, like we were yesterday. I'm not having people giving. There was not many 8s on the pitch there yesterday when you lose 1-0 at home to Cambridge.
No, the highest you get there is 7. Simon Bradley, you say first one's words, but will they buy a season ticket on yesterday's performance? Some of the fans yesterday behind me were really starting to piss me off. I'm not going to lie.
In what respect?
Mate. Oh, you could tell they were paper fans. And
my dad calls them the old scarf fans. You know, when teams are doing well, the old scarf will come out and they ain't been there for bloody donkeys years. And they ain't got a clue where they're going in the stadium. That's another thing.
That annoys me as well. The stairways, showing the steward your ticket. I ain't done that since I was like 10. Anyway, I mean, come on, it's only the cobblestone. Ain't fucking, somewhere big.
It was great yesterday looking over to your stand, and it was rammed.
Yeah, it was great.
Brilliant.
Look, I love an atmosphere. I love a packed stadium. What I don't like is if you've never seen us play football before. So first off, we're playing it around the back. Cambridge are doing their job. They've done their homework. They're pressing us, and the people behind me were just constantly moaning about we're playing it, but we're playing it. We're playing it. Why are we not playing it? Why are we not playing it long? Why are we not doing it? I just thought, if you've seen Kieran McKenna football before, you know this is. I've said on this show before, there will be times when teams press us, catch us, and score. But do not expect it to change, because this is the McKenna way of playing. From the back, ball to feet, into Sam Morsey, into his partner, turn, and away you go. So if you're sitting there and it's not going right, do not moan, because it's not going to change. Because when it goes well, it goes well. It's really good. We love it. It's great football. Yesterday, you've got to respect the opposition. They did their job.
Definitely.
They did their homework themselves. They are paid professionals as well. And then we've got the constant bashing of Selena. Get Joe Piggott on. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking, Mike. What are you thinking?
There he is.
Look at him. Look.
Oh, is he frozen?
No, he's still there.
I think. Look, I'll say as I say it. McKenna for me got it wrong yesterday. Hello.
Yeah, no, we can hear you. You're fine.
All right, okay, yeah. For me, yesterday he got it wrong, completely wrong, and it's not the first time this season against these lower teams. Look, when you say like Crunchy, crash back to reality. Well, the reality's been there, and the signs have been there. We are a League One side. That is the thing that some fans seem forgetting. They seem to think we are a Premiership side. We've got to play this Premiership football, and we're doing it in League One. Yeah, the reality is, you've got to be nasty. Sometimes you've got to be rough, tumble. League One is shit football, and trying to play nice, pretty football in this league all the time is just not going to get us out of this league. So if fans think next season we're going to do the same, it's proven when we play teams that are doing well, like your Plymouths, and we play well against teams like that. The reason why is because they're playing, they're opening the pitch up a lot more than we are, than teams like Cambridge, Morecambe, Cheltenham, just to name a few. Yesterday was crying out for 2 up front, and I get fed up of people saying, "Oh, well, that's not the kind of way." Hang on, didn't he say at the fans forum that we don't have one set way of playing?
You went 2 up front,
and yet, as you said, Martin. Sorry?
He went 2 up front, second half.
The StreamYard's really glitchy, guys.
Yes, I think it's your end. I think you're just a little bit behind.
The streams. I'm losing the stream here. I don't know what's going on.
Let's try and see if you come back to us. I will stick up for Mike here, because he was told on social media that you wouldn't see 2 up front. You'd write by Kieran McKenna, by individuals. And you did see 2 up front yesterday, and actually, but then this is where I separate.
Still didn't work. And it still didn't work.
This is where I separate from Mike, because yesterday, actually, in possession, I did think we were playing a little bit of 4-4-2, because I felt Chaplin was really pushing on in possession to form that partnership with Norwood, with Selena coming more out wide to the left. I think. Do you think, as Town fans, Rich, and it's really difficult after years and years of what we've had, we've got to kind of get park, and I hate that term, but park formations, because we're a different animal in and out of possession. We're very flexible and fluid. 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 3-5-2. You had all the variations I felt yesterday.
Yeah. I think more. It's always when we lose or we don't win games, isn't it? That's questioned. To be honest, if we win, no one really comments on what formation we played.
But do many teams now? And welcome back, Mike. Do many teams now play 4-4-2 or 4-5-1 or 3-5-2, and that's it? You don't change in or out of possession. I think these days, particularly, Mike, teams are fluid. They will play. Forget the graphic almost at the start of the game. It's almost irrelevant because you'll see so many different variations, Mike, of a formation. As I texted you yesterday, I felt Chaplin was forming that too with Norwood in the first half at times. Other times he wasn't. So I get what you're saying, but what do you think about the fluidity of a formation? That's a big word for me.
Yeah, but why do we have? Yeah, but there's reasons why there's set formations in football. It brings structure, it brings stability, and it gives you an understanding of what your role is on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And that's look, I'm old school, I get it, fine, but all these new fads of all this FIFA talk is another bollocks. I've always said it. I'll transition 1, transition 2, transition 3. I mean, freaking hell, we're going to start having neutral transition and negative transition. Just gets on my fucking nerves. The reality is football's been made very complicated.
Oh, we've lost him again. I think he's right. I do think in regards, and Mike, I think you need a stronger connection. He is right. Football has been made a little bit
100%.
more. But you've got to also recognise in that respect, Kieran McKenna is the new breed of manager who takes a lot by those stats.
When he talks, and then when you go back to how we train now, Martin, they've got drones out, up at the training ground. Football. It has totally changed. But I do agree with Mike. Yeah. I do think sometimes it is overthinking a lot of things.
Yeah.
Sometimes like yesterday, when you got 2 up front, Norwood and Bond, get the ball wide, get the ball in the box. And we didn't really do it enough, did we?
No. I will volunteer, by the way. You don't even have to pay me to be a drone operator. I'll volunteer that job. I know, if you need one, I'll be there at the training ground every day. I'll do it for free. I don't mind. Get me in the building. No, but I mean, McKenna, he strikes me as a pre-assist kind of guy. And I can't stand pre-assists, but he's the new breed of coach. He like today, I imagine he'll be sitting there with a cup of coffee, going over almost, red, green, and ambers. What went well, what didn't go well, what stat was this, what's that? And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing in modern football because that's the way it's all heading. I'm a dinosaur almost.
But I did agree with him. I think it was last week. If you look at the goals we score under Kieran, Martin, we almost have to score the perfect goal. A little bit, don't we? We're always looking, threading the needle, when sometimes it needs to go off your backside, off your knee. Like nothing from set pieces again yesterday. They score from a set piece. But it's football. I think we have to get on board with it now. That's just how the game's gone. It must be. I get it's frustrating for someone like Mike and obviously Colin, who they're the older generation. But then I'm not saying I'm young anymore because I'm getting old as well. But
I was writing my budget article this week, and I was writing about how we need to encourage younger people into the hobby. And I thought, hang on, am I including myself in that? Because am I young anymore? We
all think we're young. We all still think we're young.
But I don't know if I am. I don't know if I am. This club's aged me, mate. I feel like I'm about to fall off the fucking perch. Simon Bradley, exactly. Martin was asking if Dazelle was still at the club. Left early, said wasn't impressed, hadn't been for 2 years. Andre. Or was that Jason? I mean, you've been for 2 years, not 20 years. I'm at Mike D. Don't think Burns, the Nation have decent delivery. Same on the left-hand side. That's why we try and pass our way through. Yeah, but Rich, yesterday opened up for Sam Morty, opened up for Tom Carroll, opened up for Burns. Selena's the only person who ever looks to have a shot. I love Selena getting that ball around the 18-yard box. I know 9 times out of 10, he is going to try and shift it onto his right and have a shot. We need more of that.
Yeah, he sees the whites of the goalie's eyes and he's bang, have a shot. Because like you never know what happens. The goalie spills it, there's a deflection. If you don't buy a ticket, Martin, you're never going to win the lottery. So that's what we've got to do more often. It'd be interesting this season, how many goals have we scored from outside the box? That'd be an interesting stat to look at because
it would be.
I don't think there's many. We haven't scored a lot of set pieces. We haven't scored. Have we scored from a free kick this season? Direct free kick?
Don't think so.
How many penalties have we got?
Not enough.
Not many. Is that because you don't get enough people in the box?
I felt yesterday we had a good shout for a penalty. I think.
Was that the handball?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, that was after the goal was disallowed, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this is where I wish I was I was able to get in the press conferences because I would ask him that about because he'll know. McKenna will know the answer to that question of how many goals outside the box we have had because he strikes me as the guy that knows the dot on the I and the cross on the T. He knows every little bit of detail.
Macaulay Bonner, I think, has got 12 in the league, and I don't think any of his are outside the box, are they?
I don't think so.
No, most of them are 6-yard box goals. He scored. Norwood's got 4. I think they were all in the. I don't think there'll be many goals. There'll be many goals that we've scored from outside the box.
Doesn't matter how angry I am today, Rich. My mind has not gone the way yours went that day.
Well, don't worry about it.
I've thought of you. Every time we got a corner, I thought of you. I thought, it doesn't matter about the corners not counting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'd even said before we had that falling out that night, I'd already said about the corners being a problem. And then I sort of said, no, that's not a problem.
You lost it. Talk about buying a ticket. It's not quite a ticket, but you could support the platform if you're able to by becoming a YouTube member or supporting us through Ko-Fi. These wonderful people, I didn't do this at the start of the show, so I apologise. These people are our wonderful TT Fifth Standers and YouTube members. There are a couple of people missing, like Jordan Cansdale. Mr. Woods is missing. Love to see you, by the way, yesterday, Mr. Woods. You will be added in due time, but I thank every single one of you on this list. Without you, we couldn't do shows like today, shows like tomorrow night, the F1 show, Talking Cricket show that the boys are costing me money with the bandwidth because they don't stop talking.
I met Craig from Portsmouth yesterday, and he said he likes the cricket show.
What do you mean met him? He's been there every single game.
Well, I've seen him, but he's never come over and said hello to me. There's so many people now who come over, and we're not sure who they're. Keith Dono yesterday come over, and he was at the game with his family because obviously they had the passing of their granddad, and he come and said hello. It was great yesterday, wasn't it? There was loads of people.
I didn't see Keith. I didn't see Keith in the end.
He was there pre-match. It was great yesterday. There was loads of people coming over.
I was at my car on my own because obviously Matt wasn't there this time. I got a little tap on my shoulder. I've got to say, my guts did drop. I'm not going to lie. I thought, oh Christ, it's Cambridge all over again. Here we go. And it was a fella whose name escapes me, and I'm so sorry. He was like, Gov, nice to meet you. I watch all your stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you so much.
Was it Nightmare?
No, I met him on the way to the post-game show, and I thought, nice fella. He's not a nightmare. I think his name was Lee. Really good guy. He stopped by after the game as well. But it's just nice to meet people. But I have to say, when he did tap on the shoulder, I was in my boot, and I thought, oh, fuck.
Poor old Mark Downing. Come all the way over from Ireland, and then they go and play like that.
Poor old Amy Downs. Come all the way over, and she's there. But this is Craig from
It's going to be the most entertaining season at Ipswich. See Joe Royal as the manager.
He's been there all the way through, making big claims.
Was that was when Paul Cook was still in charge?
That was after Doncaster, when we were all saying, what a championship team we've got.
Performance.
Oh, we do get carried away, don't we, Louis? We do get carried away. Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I don't know if you guys just want to talk about something, by the way. I don't know if you saw what happened at the train station after the game, by the way.
No, after the game, all I see is the town fans getting passionate on camera. I was behind the camera yesterday. I didn't see it. Talk to me about it. What happened, Louis?
So I was walking back and I saw like a massive crowd just outside the ground, and it was Cambridge fans. They were giving it all that, and they were just like trying to wind up the Ipswich fans. And I saw a load of fans just going over, and there was a few fights starting. And I was meant to get on a train, I think, at 5:44. It was that bad. I didn't get on a train till like 7:10. It was that bad. So
now you know why that is, don't you, Lou? What you need to start doing is coming to the Sir Ralph statue after the game, right? Get involved because the station's got a lot of issues at the moment. Let's not pretend.
I was going to last week, but I was in a rush to go home. So I'm usually in a rush because I'm not local. So
Where is it you're based, Louis?
Northwest London.
Good grief, man. Good grief. Wow. My chippy's from Edmonton. Is it Edmonton? Edmonton in London? Is that? Yeah, I said to you, he said to me last night, I've got to go back to London tonight. I was like, what do you mean back? He's like, yeah, I live there. You're a chippy in Upland. What are you talking about? You live in, it's like crazy. That's a crazy commute, Rich. How far is your commute?
To Portman Road?
No, to work.
About 35 miles.
Yesterday was an away game for you.
Yeah, well, it's probably closer going to Cambridge. But yeah, I had a couple of mates who went who were Cambridge fans, and they avoided one of the early trains because they were with some kids, and they just said there was a bit of grief. Which, look, there's probably always going to be, Martin. You know, it's their big day out. You know, we've got some knobs as fans. We all know that. But,
did you, by the way, I don't know if you saw earlier, the first half, the little like scrap with the players in the first half. I might have been mistaken for this, but I thought at first I saw an angle from the away fans. It looked at first it was Thompson and Norwood like having a go at each other.
No, it was Thompson got wiped out. Thompson then lost his head a little bit, like he did at the Portsmouth game, and then Norwood comes steaming over, and I loved it, Louis, because I felt that was Norwood setting the tone. Because I love that.
He's brilliant in it at times, Norwood.
I do love a bit of that.
We need more players like that. We need more players like Norwood who can just like in their face and give them a game. I think really.
Not a sentence I'm going to say on the air, Louis, but yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you. But did you think that was a good move by? Because you got booked for it, Rich. I just think he set the tone.
Well, he needed something. I mean, it was too near half time, wasn't it? What was it? Probably about 35 minutes in. But then he's skating on thin ice after that, Martin. And like you said, he had the one where he clashed with Matey. They possibly could have run into each other. I thought it was a foul from him. And if he probably hadn't been booked, he probably would have got a yellow there, I would have thought. But I thought yesterday Norwood was too interested in having a fight and not concentrating on his football, Martin. I thought he was poor. I thought he was poor yesterday.
Maybe.
Not the only one. Not the only one.
I didn't think it was his best game. Sorry, I didn't think it was his best game. But I just felt in that incident, and particularly through the first half, it was a real our house, our team, together mentality. And like, you know, that incident there, Louis, Thompson's getting shoved by a Cambridge player. Yeah. I'm not having that on my patch.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Was it like Portsmouth where he literally like Callie literally bumped into him as well deliberately?
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand. Yeah. I understand why he does do it, because if you're doing it deliberately, then yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, Norwood can take it too far a little bit sometimes. But yeah, it's Norwood though, isn't it? He's that type of player that's just
he set himself on this very.
The thing is, yeah, with the strikers, like you said, I think it proved that the only striker that really fits in, I think, to this system the best is probably Jackson. Because he's a striker. McKenna's probably best with strikers that have got pace as well, that have a bit of athleticism. And Jackson's the only one that's really like that. Norwood has pace, but it's not as much as Jackson. And Piggott's more of a hold-up player, and he'd probably do a job in Cambridge's side. Like who's it? What's the striker's name again? Cambridge. Yeah, like would he fit into our team? Really, that's the thing. So. And Bonnet's just not working out at the moment.
This time last year, I'd have said Joe Pigott, but that hasn't worked out either. Louis, before I let you go, time's ticking on. Playoffs, dead or still alive?
It's gone. It's dead now.
And it ain't no lie, Louis. Bye.
So, yeah.
Sorry, Louis.
At least this team made the playoffs last night, so yeah.
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Nice, good work, Golden State. Big up. I don't ever watch their stuff, but they're a
But
playoff team, so I'll get behind them. And they've got great colours. I do like that style of gold and blue, Rich.
Yeah.
I'm a bit partial to that.
Is it gold or is it yellow?
That's gold all day long.
I think it's so, but yeah, I don't know. It's like that. It's like the shirt that it's like that shirt they've done recently in this ground where people are debating it's gold or yellow. I'm not sure.
The one that Graham Brook was wearing.
Yeah.
He can wash it now because he had it on yesterday. He came over, didn't he, Martin, before the game? He's not.
Oh, you smelt him before you saw him. No, I'm joking, Graham.
Yeah, he'll have to wash that now because the defeat has finally come.
Absolutely. Louis, look after yourself. Thanks for getting involved. Norwood needs a partner, says the fisherman. up front consistently. That's where he does his best work. Lewis could say the same about Piggott Fisherman. He's a partner with him. Neil Jackson will stay. It's about who else will up here, who will be here up top. 2 out of the 3 will be moved on. Roy Clark, on the other hand, Norwood needs another club. Mike,
I think he'll probably leave. I think all our strikers will probably move on, apart from Caden Jackson, probably, Martin.
What a turnaround!
And it is.
What a turnaround!
Still 0-0 the ladies after 19.
Yeah, I've got my hand. I've got my hand on the Twitter button here. Keep refreshing it, seeing what's going on. But I was just trying to find out how much I ended up paying for your Talking Cricket this month, because flipping up you boys went on this week.
No, we didn't.
Good stuff, but
no, not as long as some of them.
No, that's true. But I am.
If we have less people, smaller team, shorter show, more people.
I am currently 2 hours over my bandwidth. So
we've got no shows now planned for a while. So,
okay.
And the women did lose this morning in the World Cup final to Australia, like I think we all did predict.
Did they?
Yeah, got hammered.
What, really hammered?
Yeah, got really hammered.
Oh, that's a shame. I've been avoiding everything. I just watched WrestleMania this morning. That pissed me off as well. So,
did you watch the whole? You didn't watch the whole 4 hours, though, did you?
Did I? Who's got 4 hours to watch wrestling?
I stayed up all night. Set me alarm for 12:50. Same tonight. I'll go to bed early. Up I'll get. Off tomorrow.
Mick McCarthy would say you are bonkers.
Well, there you go.
Bonkers. Right, we'll end the show with Colin. Colin, how you doing, big man?
Gov, yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. Hi, Rich, all right?
Yeah, good, mate.
No, I'm fine, Gov. Strangely enough, yeah. Have I had a couple of glasses of wine this morning? Yes. Had a lovely lunch. So, yeah, no, look, I'm disappointed because I am. It's our club, isn't it? But
Cambridge at home, Colin, beating us 1-0.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, Gov, it's embarrassing more than anything else, really. But Rich is absolutely right, and so are you, Gov, and so is everybody who've said it. And there's lots of people said it yesterday. They, I don't know about thoroughly, but they deserve. Let's put it that way. They deserve the 3 points. There's no doubt about that. And then the dust has settled, and we've just, like I said earlier on, is absolutely right. We've got to like take a step back now, which Kieran and the board and the CEO obviously will. We need to take a step back now, have a really good thing, and they've probably had a chat already. If the truth be known, they've probably had a chat already with the owners. Look, this is what we've got to do. And Rich is absolutely 100% right. Look, it's probably going to be for the better. I know. Look, it's like a dagger in the heart. Like a dagger in the heart. I've not felt it as much as I thought I would do. Perhaps that was because I went on the train yesterday. No. I didn't mean that. But, I haven't felt it as badly as I thought it was going to. And probably that's because I've had it, probably quite rightly, drummed into my head over the last 2 months, last 7 or 8 weeks, that we ain't going to do it, Cole. So perhaps that give me, a little bit of a boost, really, and made it not quite so bad as it possibly could have been, But no, I think, we obviously need to change this thing up top. Like I said yesterday, I'm not anti-Thompson, but I'm not pro him either. We've got a really good lot of players at the club. We've got a good start on most teams. If we're in that league next year, we've got a really good start on most teams. We've got a great starting point where we've got, as long as we can keep them or get them signed on, we've got a damn sight a better starting point, I think, than most clubs. But we definitely need to sign a quality striker, Not a 14 or 15 goal strike. That's not what we need. We need a 20-plus goal scorer for us to win or come second, at least in this league next season. And I don't think a lot of people would disagree with that. Batterson, I think he'll be okay if we can sign him. I'm not anti him at all. Burns has been marvellous. Wolfenden's been marvellous. Burgess has been marvellous. Edmonds has been marvellous. When I can go through a lot of them, the ones have been marvellous. But there are one or two who've got a question mark beside them.
But Colin.
They know who they are.
Colin.
Yes, Rich.
They can't be that marvellous if we're sitting 9th in the division. That's all I'll say.
No, that is very, very true, Rich. But I'm talking about like the core of the team, Rich. I think you agree. I think the core of the team is good. I totally agree with what people have been saying, not just you, mate. I totally agree with the fact that I think James Norwood is. I've not got nothing against him. He is what he is. I think he's like a train that has kind of hit the buffers, and I think he's got really not that far to go anymore. I think I think as regards to Ipswich Town football, I think it's just about. I just think
That's a good shout from Mike. He's a good player, Malik Wilkes.
Yeah,
good
absolutely. I would. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd agree. Sorry, Gav. I'd agree with Clark. Oh, sorry. I'd agree with Lewis Robinson all day long. I'd have Clark Harris tomorrow.
Yeah, you've been saying that for the last 6 months, and every time you say it, it gets more and more bizarre. Why? Why would he leave Peterborough to come here?
I think possibly, and I don't know, obviously, Martin. I think we could possibly equal his wages without a shadow. And B, we're a bigger football club and always have been and always will be. Look, Gav, I look at it like this. I don't want to ever say a match for you at all. But the thing is, I put myself in Clark Harrison's boots. What would I rather be doing? Would I rather be playing for Ipswich Town in front of 20,000 plus nearly every week, or would I rather be playing in front of 12,000? I know exactly what I'd be doing, and I think you would do as well, Gav.
I hear you. Oh, I'm an Ipswich Town fan, born and bred. I'd play for the club for free. However, put yourself in Clark Harris's shoes right now. As the current football landscape lies, Mr. Moss, this will be our, third or fourth year in League One, and we have yet to make the playoffs once. That's not good.
Ninth is the highest we've done, haven't we?
So would you take a risk? Because many players did take a risk in dropping down last summer to join the project. And let's be honest, not making the top six is underwhelming. I won't say disaster, but underwhelming.
Yeah, it's totally underwhelming. It is a bit bizarre when everyone's so positive and we're still ninth in League One for the third season running.
Got to be a great finish. That's what I'm going to say. Everton 1-0 down. Crazy free kick, says Lewis. He also says Poshkin going down and we can pay more. That's for.
How old is Johnson Clark Harris, Martin?
I don't know.
28. He must be 28.
I see the thinking. I think he's a good player. He is 27, born in July, so he'll be 28 by the time he joins town this summer. If he will join town,
he's an absolutely fantastic finisher at this level. There's no doubt about it. He's a better fit. Look, Gav, I know my forwards. I've seen some great forwards. I'll tell you seriously, Gav. I've seen some great forwards.
Thing is, though, Colin,
he absolutely. Wait a minute, Gav. He absolutely knows where that onion sack is, and I'll tell you. He is a great finisher at this level. He really is. He's up there with the best of them. Really, really is. I mean, a lot of people might not like the look of him. Tattoos here, tattoos there. But they're the kind of players, Rich, that you like. I know you do. In this league, they're the kind of players who will push you, they'll shove you. But not only that, he knows how to finish. He knows how to finish like Alan Brazil did.
I'm just not sure how the conversation between Mark Ashton and Darren McAnthony would go.
Well, that's a good point.
He's played 296 games, Colin, and he's scored 88 goals.
Yeah, but Rich, you've spoken to McAnthony. You know Mark Ashton. McAnthony drives a hard bargain. Mark Ashton drives a hard bargain. I can't see them two agreeing on an evaluation for the player.
I would highly. It all depends because Grant McCann's obviously at Peterborough and he's just come in. He might want to go in a different direction, Martin. You know, they're probably going to go down. They lost 4-0 at home yesterday.
But he's still going to want a bit of that.
Exactly. But you look at his career record there, and it's not, other than 31 goals one season for Peterborough, it's not amazing, you know.
I just don't see Mark Ashton and Darren McAnthony agreeing on the valuation of the player. I mean, look, he got nearly £1 million for Gwion Edwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is a bit outrageous, to be fair.
You know, our recent history of buying Peterborough players, I think I'd stay clear. If they're selling him, I'm not interested. Just on the back.
At the end of the day, Gov, you know, not going over old ground, what Richard said, what you've said, what Matt said. But at the end of the day, if we can get like
4 goals in this season in League One, in the Championship, Clark Harris, 4 goals.
Good, is it?
I think it's been, to be fair to him, Rich, and I'm not trying to defend, well, I suppose I am in a way. I think he has been injured for a fair part of the season.
We don't want another one of them, do we? We don't want another one of them.
I mean, you mentioned the lad, and I'm really happy with that. I mean, you mentioned the lad from Bristol City. I'd be more than happy with him.
Andy Vine scored again yesterday. I think he's got 90.
There you go.
But then
you and Andy Vine. Right, we're going to end the show there. Colin,
you need to look at all the strikers from like League One and League Two. Look who's up there. I was talking to the fisherman the other day. You got Alfie May at Cheltenham, Martin. I think he's got 20 goals in a poor Cheltenham team. It all depends about the profiles that do they fit that what McKenna wants, because we can ban names about till the sun comes home. You know.
Yeah. It
won't matter. It's Kieran, the new recruitment guy, Sam Williams. You know, Mark Ashton. The dashboard will have plenty of names on already, won't it?
Well, I tell you what, we will do that tomorrow. We will bash some names about. We will get more in detail look at the stats from yesterday's game. We'll discuss some transfer targets, prediction league, all of that. Colin, thank you so much for dropping by today. Look after yourself. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Rob Holmes, that is a great shot. That is one striker I'd go for. Matty Taylor at Oxford. He's always scored goals at this level. And them lot giving it the big un last week when they scored that last-minute equaliser. You're slipping out of the playoffs now, Oxford, aren't you? Like Matt Phillips said, Tim Pot Club. We'll be seeing you again next season.
So get your shopping list ready for tomorrow night's show, 8:30. I will be joined by TJ and one other that is still in a bit of limbo, possibly Neil, possibly Steve, possibly Tux. Who knows? I don't. I forgot to arrange Monday's show. I forgot it's now April. I sat on my chair today and went, oh, no, it's April. When did that happen? So I will be arranging that this afternoon. But we're done for today. Rich, I've enjoyed your company. We've got through an hour and 10 without the mogul.
Chat was lively again.
Always is.
Has everybody pressed like if you haven't pressed like?
Well, there's triple digits of people watching. So get liking, people. Please do like the show. Share to all your friends and family. And we're back tomorrow at 8:30. F1 show tomorrow at 7:15 to look at the race today. Where they are escapes me.
There's no race today.
No, there is. That's right. There is no race today. It's a free weekend. No, I remember. But until tomorrow, with love, with care, I'm off to be grumpy somewhere else.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.